Okay, so for this one's going to be a little bit more fun because I have this 9 here. There's a few more things that go into 9. So 1 goes into 9. Of course, 9 goes into 9, and they can be out of order. I personally like to keep them in order, but also 3 goes into 9. So this time I've got 3 factors of those. 2 is prime, so you've only got 1 and 2. Anytime you're working with prime numbers, that's always makes things easier. So the factors of the last number divided by the factors of the first. Please make sure you get that order correct, or you could be doing synthetic division all day long and not find anything. So I'm going to cover up these two. Let's divide 1 divided by 1. So that's the whole number 1. 1 divided by 2, so we could have 1/2. All right, now I got to do the 3. 3 over 1 is just 3. 3 over 2, so it could be 3/2. Now let's do 9. 9 divided by 1 is 1, so it could be 9. 9 over 2 is 9/2, so it could be 9/2. So I have quite a few more options here this time, but like I said, my strong recommendation is to try your whole numbers first. They're easier, and just trust me. So we're going to try 1. So 2, 3, negative 30, 2, 3, negative 30, and 9. So let's try it. So 2 times 1 is 2. That's 5. 1 times 5 is 5. That's going to be negative 25. 1 times negative 25 is not going to get me negative 9 for that 0, so I'm going to stop. I know that's not right. And that's why I did it in pencil, so I could just erase. Now let's try negative 1, just so I can mark this off completely. So bring down the 2. That's negative 2, positive 1. Multiply would be negative 1. Well, that's negative 31. That definitely doesn't help me with the 9. So I can mark off the 1 completely. It is not going to work. So let's go to our whole number. So I'm not as lucky this time, but that's okay. I could tell not pretty early in the problem, but I could tell. So let's try 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Negative 30 plus 27 is negative 3. 3 times 3 is negative 9. There's my 0. I found one. Yes. So my first root is positive 3. Now I'm going to bump these down in exponent. I'm going to bump this down to a quadratic. So 2x squared plus 9x minus 3. I could try to factor it. Quadratic formula is quicker. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. All right, so lots of practice of quadratic formula again, which is not a bad thing. Quadratic formula is very useful. So negative 9 plus the square root of 9 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3 over 2 times 2. All right, here's one of the ones that I was talking about. Sometimes your x-intercepts are not nice whole numbers and they're not nice fractions. They're really messy square roots. But for our purposes, I'm going to leave them as decimals just because if I went to graph these, I would understand the decimal better than the messy square root. So if I had done, here's the funny thing, if I had done synthetic division with all these other possibilities, they would not have worked. Only that whole number 3 would work. So that's why synthetic division, it gets a little messy sometimes, because sometimes only one of your possibilities is actually one of the answers. But quadratic formula is definitely going to help us out.